Time for a look at the Simulated Baseball League results for Sunday evening, October 26th. Third and final session of the day. On day 10 of the Simulated League, Pirates and Yankees 5-2 Pittsburgh with the victory. Smiley 3-1 over Turley 1-3. Melanson saves 6. Clemente hit number 4. Jeff King number 1 for Pittsburgh. Maris number 16. Scott Brocious number 1 for New York. Red Sox beat the Reds 5-3. Dutch Leonard is the winner at 3-2. Cueto the loss 3-1. Uehara save number 4. Home runs for the Red Sox. Boggs number 2 and Yastrzemski a pair number 6 and 7. And no home runs for Cincinnati. Athletics beat the Tigers 7-1. Vita Blue the winner 3-2. All the way on a 5-hit, 6-strikeout performance. And again, Blue 5-1. Check that, 3-2. I may have misspoke. Blue is 3-2. Scherzer the loss 2-2. No homers. White Sox beat the Cardinals 8-3. Chris Sale 3-2. Over John Tudor 2-3. Eddie Fisher save 1 for Chicago. Thomas number 8 for the White Sox. Tatis number 4. Yadier Molina hit number 2 for the Cardinals. Phillies edge the Indians 4-3 the final. Tommy Green the win 1-3. Louis Tiant 3-2 with the loss and a save from McGraw. Number 8, no home runs. Baltimore beat the Giants in a slugfest at Camden Yards, the final 14-10. The game really was not that close. Baltimore scored 10 runs in the first and 3 in the third. The Giants, however, would score 9 in the sixth. Mike Cuellar 4-2 over Gaylord Perry 3-1. Home runs for... Well, actually, before I do that, let's make sure there wasn't a save. There was not. Home runs for the Orioles. Murray number 10, Gentile number 7. For the Giants, Cepeda number 6, Mitchell number 8, and Mays number 6. That was a slam. Cubs pound the Braves 12-4. Steve Trout the win 2-3. Greg Maddux lost 1-2 for the Cubs. Dawson hit a pair, numbers 8 and 9. One of those was a grand slam. And for Atlanta, Deion Sanders off the bench hits number 1. And finally, to wrap up this side of the ledger with the original 16 franchises, Dodgers beat the Twins 5-1. Fernando Valenzuela 4-2 over Walter Johnson 3-1. Eric Gagne picks up save number 6. And there were no homers in the game. On to the expansion era side of the league. The Nationals get a 10-6 win over the Royals. Chad Cordero was charged with a blown save. The Nationals win it late. Denny Boucher was also charged with a blown save. And did they win this on a walk-off? No, they just won the game in the 8th inning. So Steve Rogers, in relief, is the winner for Washington. And the loss for Kansas City is charged to Joakim Soria. Home runs for the Nationals. They get number 4 for Henry Rodriguez. And Ian Desmond hits number 1. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, Frank White, number 2. Bo Jackson, a pair. numbers 4 and 5, and he's not a regular in the Royal lineup. He'll sub in for a player who's fatigued or in a blowout, in a rest situation, but Jackson hits 2 more. He's up to 5. In 11, the Padres get a 6-4 win over the Texas Rangers. Trevor Hoffman is the winner at 1-1. Jeff Russell, the loss, 3-1. Heath Bell, save number 1. Gene Tennis hit number 2. Ken Caminetti, number 6. For the Padres. For Texas, Mark Teixeira, a pair, numbers 5 and 6. Mets edge the Mariners 9-8. R.A. Dickey, the winner, 2-2. Felix Hernandez, the loss, 1-4. Save number 8 for Randy Myers. Home runs for the Mets. Robin Ventura with number 3 for the Mariners. Ken Griffey with number 7. Rupert Jones with number 3. Angels get a 7-4 win over the Rockies. Francisco Rodriguez out of the bullpen, the winner, 1-0. And Jason Jennings, the loss, 1-3. Joe Smith saved 9. Bobby Grich of the Angels, the only home run, number 5 for Grich. The Rays get a 5-2 win over the Brewers. David Price 2-3 over Ben Sheets, 3-3. And Fernando Rodney picks up save number 10, and that leads the entire league. Aubrey Huff hits number 9 for the Rays, and Fernando Vina number 2 for the Brewers. A couple more to tell you about. The Astros get a 7-2 win over the Diamondbacks. Mike Scott 4-1 over Kurt Schilling, 3-2. Home runs for the Astros. Craig Biggio, number 3. Moises Alou, a pair, numbers 4 and 5. And finally, the Blue Jays get a 4-3 win over the Marlins. Ray Halladay, the win, 4-0. And the loss to Dontrell Willis, 1-3. B.J. Ryan saved 10. That ties him with Rodney of Tampa Bay for the league lead. And the only home run, Delgado of the Blue Jays with number 5. Let's take a quick look at the standings before we wrap this up. On the National League side of the alignment, which is the original 16 teams, Yankees lead the East at 17-10. The White Sox trail by 4. The Tigers are identical. Cleveland trails by 5.5, and the Red Sox trail by 6.5. They are 10-16. In the National League Central, this is the 6 franchises in baseball that moved after their original homes back in the 50s and 60s. The Braves are 16-11 on top. Baltimore is a half game back in the win column. The Dodgers trail by 1.5, 1 in the loss column. Oakland is 2 back. San Francisco is 4 back. And Minnesota is also 4 back. National League West, Cincinnati 16-11. Philadelphia trails by 3. The Cardinals, check that. Philly trails by 2 at 13-12. St. Louis trails by 3. They're 13-14. The Cubs trail by 4 at 11-14. And the Pirates also 4 back with the same record. On the American League side, this is the expansion clubs. Eastern Division, 1960s expansion teams that have not relocated. The Angels continue to roll. They're 17-8. Houston trails by 2.5. The Mets by 3.5. Houston's 15-11. New York's 15-13. The Padres, who had gotten off to such a cold start, are up to 12-16, but they're still 6.5 back. And the Royals are 8 back at 10-17. The Central Division is the 1977 expansion clubs plus the 3 teams from the 1960s expansion that have relocated. Toronto, best record in the league, they're 18-7. Milwaukee trails by 4. Washington trails by 5.5. They're 13-13. Texas trails by 7.5. And the Mariners trail by 12. They're 7-20. Worst record in the league. And finally, the American League West. These are the 4 teams that were the 1990s expansion teams. The Rays are 15-12. Diamondbacks 1.5 back at 13-13. The Marlins trail by 2. The 12-15 Rockies trail by 3. And that's the wrap. Third and final session, Sunday, October 26th. 10 days of simulations now in the books. More later.